everyone and welcome back to SAP Samvad. I am JP Gupta and this is our second video in the series of SAP Business Data Cloud. Today our focus will be on the key components of BDC. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how different services fit together. Here is what we will cover in this video session. So let's get started and break down each of these components in a simple and structured way. Alright, let's move on to the next slide. Here you can see in the graphics, BDC system landscape consists of different interconnected components. Let's start with the source system. What is source system? A source system is where business data originates and stored. A source system is where business data originates and stored before being brought into BDC for processing, harmonization and consumption. It can be either SAP system or non-SAP systems. Here in the example, you can see a few lists of source system. Here we have SAP LOB source system, SAP managed, SAP LOB source system, customer managed. So we will see what does it mean. What is S4 HANA and LOB? SAP organizes S4 HANA module around line of business. Here LOB stands for line of business. And if we see this, so this is an acronym for the SAP suite for the HANA database. We call it next generation of SAP Business Suite software because it replaces the previous version of SAP ERP software, SAP ECC. S4 HANA is the digital core of an organizational and it is designed with capabilities that enables business to constantly collect data which feeds into analytical applications which supports automation and predictive insight. S4 HANA is integration ready and includes capabilities within the application to enable customers to easily make extension and customization to tailor the solution of their needs. The suite is built on the SAP HANA database and the user experience is enhanced with SAP Fiori user interface to provide a consistent and intuitive user experience both in desktop and mobile apps. Here we can see the deployment variations of SAP S4 HANA, public cloud, private cloud and on-premise. These are the three distinct variations in how customer can choose to deploy their SAP S4 HANA ERP software. In SAP S4 HANA, LOB stands for line of business. It refers to a logical grouping of business process, functions and data that serves a specific business area such as finance, sales, procurement, manufacturing or supply chain. With S4 HANA, SAP moved from legacy module concept like FI, MM, SD to LOB, reflecting a more process-centric and integrated approach. The classic ECC module now maps to these LOB. For example, SD is now covered under sales and service LOBs. An individual business process may stay within one line of business area or span across multiple LOBs. The business activities that occur in these LOBs are then grouped into the five major end-to-end business process: recruit to hire, lead to cash, source to pay, plan to fulfill, record to report. Now comes to the foundation services. So what is the purpose of foundation services? It is for data acquisition, data transformation and curation, and data storage. All necessary data management steps such as integration, transformation, cleansing are fully managed by SAP. Data from source system, for example SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, is replicated to the foundation services of BDC. This data is then harmonized with other relevant business data from other business applications, transformed and enriched to become a data product. Technically, the data is replicated to the S/4HANA Cloud Data Lake Object Store. The data is stored in storage and access efficient files. The file format used is Delta Lake table that supports the Delta Share protocol. Using the ORD protocol, which stands for Open Resource Discovery, foundation services can discover all the data products available in the data sources. Here one thing is important: when we say foundation services uses a dedicated object store to manage data, this object store is only for SAP managed data products. For custom data products, the SAP Datasphere object store is used. This object store is not part of foundation services. Moving on to the next slide. Here we have sub-services of foundation services. Here we can see we have observability, data product design, metadata lifecycle, data sharing and distribution, transformation and curation, data acquisition, managed, a Spark. And also we have landscape, directory. So let us start to understand how this works behind the scene. Now we go through the each service and see how exactly they are integrated with each other. These objects under FOS are managed by SAP and not accessible by the customer. SAP is providing functionalities to the LOB owners to define and to design the data products. They will define the metadata, business semantic, different API for data products. FOS has also got SAP managed object store. Simply, we are going to replicate the data from LOB applications and persist it in the object store of foundation services. In object store, we have HDLFS, HANA data lake files. So, we are storing data in HANA data lake file of BDC. Now, this data will be shared with data consumers. Here, consumers of FOS will be either SAP Datasphere or Databricks, or can be both. And for this, we shall have data sharing and distribution services, which you can see here. And now, to transform the raw data which are getting in SAP managed object store, we will have some transformation and curation services as well in the FOS. And these transformation services underneath use the Apache Spark, which is again managed by SAP. Now, what is UCL services in FOS? It stands for Unified Customer Landscape, and it is available through BTP, and it is used to integrate customer SAP system into BDC formation. So, what is BDC formation? BDC formation is simply collection of SAP tenant systems in BDC landscape that trust each other and communicate with each other. Here in the BDC cockpit, when we see this under the system landscapes, this is the name of the formation. We can have multiple formations depending upon the requirement. A customer can create different formation which can include different tenants. Let's move to the next slide. Now we will discuss medallion architecture. It is three layer: bronze, silver and gold. In the bronze layer, like we will be simply ingesting raw data from the source and no data cleanup or validation is performed here. In the silver layer, data cleanup and validations are performed, and in gold layer, this is designed for the business users and it contains fewer data sets compared to silver and bronze layer. This is also called multi-hop architecture, and here we can see the SAP managed data engineering pipelines. So first will be the bronze, silver and gold. This is the reason we call it medallion architecture, and this is designed for like and this is for data. This medallion architecture is also called as multi-hop architecture, and it is a data design pattern used to logically organize data in a lakehouse. Now come to the LOB data products using FOS. So here we see SAP S4 HANA push framework. Inside the S4 HANA system, here we have cloud connector which is connected, and here we have foundation services in BDC. So we will discuss like how data are moved and processed. These all are done by SAP, managed by SAP, but we should have this understanding like what is happening in the background. So let us first discuss what is push framework in SAP S4 HANA. So it is a middleware component designed to enable real-time event-driven data replication and synchronization between SAP S4 HANA systems and external systems. It facilitates the automatic pushing of data changes such as transactional updates or master data change to subscribed consumers or target system efficiently and with low latency. In push framework, we have several other components like portion transfer, access plan, delimiting jobs. Portion transfer is a mechanism to split large data loads into a smaller portion that can be processed and transferred incrementally. This helps in improving performance by avoiding full data set transfer and allow partial data replication with manageable data chunks. In the push framework, portioning ensures efficient and timely pushing of changes without over network or target system. Access plan. Access plan defines the way data sources are accessed during replications. It configures which data are included based on filter conditions. The plan ensures correct and controlled data extraction based on business rule, enhancing replication relevance and efficiency. Delimiting job. The limiting job processes delta data by identifying the data changes to be replicated. It manages time or change based delimiter to ensure only data modified since the last transfer is included. This helps achieve incremental replication rather than full data loads repeatedly. In short, we can say that the push framework capture business object change events and package them using the portion transfer and access plan configuration. Data is pushed securely through Cloud Connector to SAP Business Data Cloud Foundation Services. Foundation services handle data integration, harmonization, transformation, and data product creation inside SAP BDC. Now, move on to the next slide. Embedded Datasphere, Object Store, and HDLFS. Before going into detail of Embedded Datasphere Object Store, I want to mention one thing. In operational environment where we manage a reasonable volume of information, we store data inside relational database such as SAP HANA Cloud Database. However, in the analytical environment, this storage can become expensive because the volume of data can be very high. That is why we use a data lake storage in the SAP Business Data Cloud. Another reason is storing data in files instead of table also widens the range of tools that will be able to consume our data. When we compare this with the SAP managed object store, architecture remains same. The only difference is this is managed by customer and this is not part of foundation services. Some of the key benefits of object store capabilities of embedded datasphere are like extended and cost-efficient storage of data, a scalable runtime for data transformation, use SAP HANA Cloud as cache for optimal performance, reuse existing services for replication and transformation, and tight integration into the existing monitoring applications. Now let us discuss this SQL on files. So this SQL on file supports basically three file formats which we just discussed in our previous slides, CSV, Parquet file, and Delta table. So CSV is a simple plain text format that uses commas to separate values. Parquet file, a columnar storage format optimized for efficient storage. And Delta table, a enhanced Parquet format with a file-based transactional log. What is the purpose of this SQL on file in object store in BDC? So it allows direct real-time querying of data stored as files such as CSV, Parquet or Delta files within the object store without needing to first ingest data or load data that is into the traditional database table. Now if you say Delta table, so what is a Delta table in BDC? A Delta table holds change data enabling incremental data loads. It leverages Delta Lake technology which combines Parquet files with transactional logs, providing ACID compliance, schema enforcement, and data versioning. Delta tables forms part of the data products architecture in the SAP object store, supporting the Medallion lakehouse layered approach, bronze, silver, and gold. SAP BDC uses Delta table in object store to enable zero copy data sharing via protocols like Delta sharing, ensuring Data consumers retrieve only the latest changes efficiently. Now, moving on to the next slide. What is data product and data package? Data products are the foundation of SAP Business Data Clouds, serving as the core building blocks of the platform. Each data product is curated, packed of business process data and is associated semantic metadata harmonized and replicated from SAP applications like SAP S4HANA, SAP Ariba, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Concur, etc. Each data product is self-describing, meaning it includes not only the data itself but also metadata. Metadata plays a crucial role. It adds meaning, context, and relationship between data elements such as linking a product to its supplier or defining its description in multiple languages. Data products can be consumed in different ways. The main one being through the data sharing protocol. The data sharing protocol is widely adopted open source technology that enables data access without moving or copying data. This is achieved using a zero copy approach. When we talk about types of data products, SAP BDC supports three types of data products based on ownership and development. The first one is SAP managed data products. Then second is customer managed data products, and third is partner managed data products. In SAP managed data products, like we can say it is delivered and maintained by SAP. These are standardized and regularly updated as the source application evolves. Also, we have a concept of derived data products which comes under SAP managed data products, which is nothing but it is curated by SAP and built by leveraging existing data products. So those kind of data products we call it derived data products. When we say customer managed data products, so these are created by customer to suit their business specific needs. Customer data products, for example, we can say would be created based on custom CDS entities or non-SAP data loaded into SAP Datasphere object store. We also have a concept of data product which will be generated from SAP BW or BW4 HANA by using data product generator. So this again will be using a push mechanism, and once subscription will run at the BW side, then it will create a local table in the Datasphere object store, and that can be shared as a data product via data sharing cockpit. In the partner managed data product, these are like built by SAP partners, often tailored for industry specific use cases, and also like these are built and managed by third party partners delivered to SAP Datasphere tenants by a data marketplace. These can be licensed or free of cost. At this totally depends on the third party partner. We will continue with next component and demo in our upcoming videos. So that's all for today, and please like, subscribe, and let us grow together with SAP Samvad.